Well, moving onward, we now have the very special opportunity to meet this year's awardees of the Maude Awards for Innovation in Alzheimer Care. And I want to go ahead and introduce the Executive Director of Maude Awards, Marilyn Rakel. Marilyn, welcome to the virtual stage.
Oh, thank you so much. It's very nice to be here. I'm welcoming you today on behalf of our founder, Richard Ferry, and to share the news that Maude, his beloved wife and partner of 65 years, passed away on Monday, September 6th. But we are not here to mourn her. We are here to celebrate her wondrous life and her lasting legacy of love and wisdom. Richard and Maude lived what many would call the American dream, rooted in their faith and their love for each other. He was a successful corporate executive and community leader, and she was his silent partner, his goodwill ambassador, a community leader and dedicated mother of 6 children, 12 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. She walked in elegance and grace. She was providing strong and generous role model for all that knew her, and lasting love and friendship for all who walked in her path. She was, is, and always will be the wind beneath his wings. And he would like to send to all of you his profound gratitude and appreciation for all that you are doing to build supportive and inclusive dementia-friendly communities. We are here to celebrate the awardees for this year's Maude Awards. These are 5 individuals and 3 organizations whose commitment and innovative work is offering hope, comfort, and joy to all those who are living with the disease, their families, their friends, and their care partners. We applaud you. We know the challenge that the number of persons living with dementia is vast and growing, matched by the strain on care partners. And while we wait for a cure, the quality and availability of care is paramount. How can we provide care that will support and enhance the quality of life for the many millions who are living with Alzheimer's? Richard Ferry created Maude Awards to help find those answers. It's inspired, as always, and sustained by Maude's wisdom, strength, gentle grace, and love. In 2013, when he began his role as her primary care partner, he, like many new care partners, needed to learn more. And he began meeting with people and talking to anybody he could find who might provide answers, attending symposiums. And he was looking for something new and something innovative to bring joy and comfort to Maude's life. He kept searching. How do we care for the individuals who are struggling with the illness? What can we do for them as the illness advances? And this is the quest of Maude Awards, a forum dedicated to the discovery, to the celebration, and to the sharing of innovative programs and practices of care that are enriching the lives of families, friends, individuals, and care partners. We thank you. I would really also like to thank the Washington State Dementia Action Collaborative and the University of Washington Memory and Brain Wellness Center and all the members of the planning committee for inviting us to be a part of this wonderful conference. And I'd also like to thank the Maude Awards Advisory Board, which are 5 individuals who have been lending their counsel and guidance to this program. And they are Karen Mack, Jim Bennett, Nancy Eisenberg, Nora Gibson, and Mary Grace Becker. We thank you all. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the awardees to talk about their programs. And we begin with Carol Amos. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you. Good morning. I am honored to accept this Maude Award. This recognition will expand my reach and allow me to share the caregiving principle with more care partners. My prayers are with Richard, Maude's husband, the family, and the awards team. My mother, Elizabeth Boyd, was a widow living independently when my brothers and I began to notice memory changes. As remote caregivers, we sought out medical care and provided support to help her remain in her home. As she declined, we moved her to assisted living, and a year later, we decided to relocate her to memory care near my home. I was thrilled, but I wanted to eliminate the caregiving disagreements we sometimes had with our mother. Analyzing these incidents emphasized that Mom had more needs than just activities of daily living, ADLs, things like bathing and eating and sleeping. Her needs encompass the total person as defined by Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which includes physiological, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization. This discovery became the basis for the caregiving principle, which states the needs of the loved one minus the needs filled by the loved one equals the needs to be filled by the caregivers. Simply put, Mom had needs and was able to meet some of her needs. The needs she could not meet define our role and the role of her other caregivers. The caregiving principle significantly improved my interactions with my mother. Difficult behaviors exhibited by persons with dementia are sometimes a result of unmet needs. Understanding that Mom had a need also for safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization helped me to understand her. It also reduced my level of stress and frustration because I understood what Mom could not always convey. The other benefits of the caregiving principle, it focuses on the needs of the person with dementia. It encourages care partners to maximize the ability of their loved one by seeking appropriate medical care for cognitive and physical issues. It encourages care partners to proactively prepare for the increased need for care. And it encourages care partners to take care of themselves. I support care partners by sharing the caregiving principle at churches, workplaces, support groups, conferences, and senior facilities. The caregiving principle is also introduced in my book, Hope for the Alzheimer's Journey: Help, Organization, Preparation, and Education for the Road Ahead. The caregiving principle for a less stressful, more rewarding journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Very nice to hear from you this morning. It is next my pleasure to introduce Elizabeth Locon. And she is the founder and director of Opening Minds Through Art. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Marilyn. I would like to say just a few words to express my gratitude for this award. OMA is honored to receive the Maude Award for Innovation in Alzheimer's Care. On behalf of OMA, I would like to thank the Richard and Maude Ferry family and everyone involved in the award selection process, in particular, Marilyn Reichel. I also would like to thank Mary Jane Knecht of the Fry Art Museum for connecting OMA to the Ferry Family Foundation. Mary Jane came to Scripps Gerontology Center at Miami University in Ohio, the home of OMA, in 2014 to be trained as an OMA facilitator. And I'm pleased that OMA has been able to inspire and mentor the Fry Art Museum in the development of their Bridges program, which has been offered in Seattle care communities and private homes since 2014. To give you a better sense of the OMA program, I would like to share a 2-minute video that includes voices of older adults living with dementia in the OMA program. Thank you. People with intact cognitions oftentimes try to free ourselves from the limitation of having to draw this thing that looks like that, you know? And when you are free from that, you can then break into the abstract world more directly. So when the ability to express is impaired, they think the content is gone. And that's where the violation of human rights come in, because the human is still there. It's just that they are locked behind the disease. It doesn't mean that there isn't somebody in there that's trying to express. And so art is a sort of channel. When logical thinking and verbal expression is impaired, art is still there for them to express. OMA is an intergenerational art program for people with dementia based at Scripps Gerontology Center. We put people with dementia one-on-one with Miami students. The students then facilitate the creative process of the elders so that the elders can express themselves in creating art on their own.
And when I see what I do and I realize how it comes out, I'm beside myself.
Yes, it's called snowflakes. And I know that it doesn't look like snowflakes, but it's my vision of what snowflakes should look like.
Very interesting. It makes you stop and think. It makes you wonder.
So the mission of the program is building bridges across age and cognitive barriers. So that bridge is actually relationship, and within that relationship, at the foundation is love.
Give her a little something.
That was wonderful, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Next, we are going to hear from Diana Blackwelder. Welcome, Diana.
Well, hi. Well, I almost forgot to unmute myself, but I didn't. I'm just extremely honored to be the first, and I know not the last person living with dementia to receive this most gracious award. Starting out my career in the early 80s in electrical and systems engineering, I'm accustomed to blazing new trails and going where others don't expect me to go. But receiving a dementia diagnosis in the prime of my life and career at 57 years old was devastating. But I refused to let a diagnosis define me any more than being a woman in a male-dominated engineering profession. I hope the example I am setting by speaking publicly at local council hearings and working with organizations like Dementia Alliance International, museum access programs for people living with dementia, and others, as well as serving as a researcher for the University of Maryland, where we are performing novel research by speaking directly with people living with dementia to learn from their perspectives on information technology and human-computer interface challenges that they encounter, as well as how they overcome them. And with this information will result in a more inclusive society, inclusive of people living with dementia, not just dementia friendly, as important as that is, but truly inclusive. We are learning that people living with dementia have so much to teach us, and we need to do everything in our power to encourage and elevate each voice and each experience and each lesson they learn along their dementia journey. I also hope to leave you all with a profound awareness of the effectiveness of speech and cognitive therapy for those living with dementia, as without that therapy and daily exercises, I would not be speaking to you today. I'd like to end with my most sincere gratefulness to Richard and Maude for trailblazing themselves through their foundation, and want to send my deepest condolences to Richard and all of the Maude Foundation on the passing of Maude Ferry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana, for your inspiring advocacy. Thank you. Next, we are going to hear from Lorette Clear of Nana's Books. Welcome, Lorette.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Do we do the video first or second?
Whichever you prefer.
I guess first, and then I'll go into it. Thank you. Thank you for having me today, and I really appreciate this award deeply. I express my condolences to the Ferry family and to everyone at Maude's Awards and Maude's Foundation. This is just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to elevate the voices of those who are living with dementia and their care partners. I appreciate the commitment to caring and to the belief that we can do better for people living with dementia. I love Richard's mission statement that Maude's Awards are meant to celebrate the person and to find innovative new ways to help them thrive. Nana's books are a small step to help endurers and carers reconnect on a very human level through the recreation of community through nostalgia. When we're little, we're welcomed into community through story, and the oral tradition ushers us in to our humanity, our history, our beliefs, our origins, our joys and our sorrows. When we're old, we still need, deserve, and crave our place within community, or we cannot thrive. Quite the opposite. These simple books are a no-tech, non-pharma, made on this dining room table effort to welcome my mother-in-law, Mary, back into the community and faith and family. By meeting her where she was in her mind's eye, the books enabled her to thrive and to shine. Through the prism of dementia, we were able to get to know her as we never had before. We are so grateful for the gift of the time that we had with her, and the road we took to get there was through story. Nostalgic texts and images prompted her, sparked her, and gave her voice. I feel so fortunate to have been there to listen. Whether we get there via a caregiver, a Zoom call, a patio visit, we need to get there. whatever stage or season what our person needs most is the sound of our voices and to know that we care. It's such a privilege to know that Nana's books are finding their place in person-centered care. They're reducing isolation and loneliness. That's just such a wonderful feeling. They're used in adult day, palliative care, memory care, hospice. And I hope that this opportunity will, for all of us, will help elevate our ideas and our ability to reach the people that need these materials and these experiences. And in closing, I have a book of love poems that's coming out on October 15th. I was hoping to give those to Richard to read to Maude. And I know that truly, this today is his love letter to Maude. And we're really, really grateful to be part of it.
Oh, that was beautiful, Lorette. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now we are going to hear from Ann Wheat. She is the Executive Director of Duet Partners in Health and Aging. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. On behalf of Duet, I want to say such a deep and sincere thank you to Maude's Awards for this honor in helping us to lift up a program that we envisioned back in 2016 and have nurtured as a labor of love ever since, called Finding Meaning and Hope. It's a program specifically for dementia family caregivers based on the remarkable work of someone we consider a national treasure, Dr. Pauline Boss, who first recognized a unique and complex form of grief called ambiguous loss that describes the grief journey of a family member struggling to care for a person they love who is physically present, yet psychologically missing or leaving them. What research tells us is over time, it's the stress of that misunderstood type of loss that is what really takes them down, their health and all. And so we wanted to do something about it. We were able to bring Dr. Boss to Phoenix, Arizona, where our rate of Alzheimer's and dementia growth is the highest in the nation at 43% over 5 years in 2025. And then to share it out there beyond Arizona, we have now run the series through trained volunteer facilitators and let them bring it to their communities and share it free of charge with family caregivers. And our goal now is to give it wings and let it have a life across the United States. And we deeply thank Maude's Awards for their investment to help us make that happen. And now I'd like to introduce our video that introduces you to this 10-part video discussion series for dementia's family caregivers. Thank you.
What am I going to do if I can't? Who's going to take care of him if I don't get out of the hospital?
I've given up on the idea of Sandy and I walking down the beach.
The loss. The loss. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It was the right thing for him, his safety, and it was the right thing for me because I was running out.
I find myself with this ridiculous hope that if I only did more, she would be better.
Don't wait. Don't wait until it's so difficult you're ready to walk away. It's just not a healthy situation. And that's the thing that comes up over and over at support groups. Deal with things early on. And that's why I think this program is going to be so important, because it's going to be reaching out to people who may not even know that they're caregivers and may not even know or understand the kind of journey they're into.
Hello, my name is Pauline Boss, and for the past 40 years, I've been studying families with ambiguous loss when someone is here but not here, or not the way they used to be. Thanks to a generous grant from the Virginia G. Piper Charitable Trust, the organization Duet Partners in Health and Aging has produced a 9-session video series for family caregivers based on my book, Loving Someone Who Has Dementia. This video series is for you, whether you're doing hands-on or long-distance caregiving. It's for you if you're experiencing sadness and anxiety because you care about someone who is both present and absent. It's for you if you are on this journey in isolation or without access to support. This series is also for other people, friends, relatives, clergy, educators, medical professionals, family therapists, certified care providers, anyone who wants a resource that discusses the complexities of a caregiver's ongoing losses and what to do about it. Joining me in each session are family caregivers, opening their hearts and sharing their real-life journeys. The goal of this series is to keep you strong, healthy, and resilient as you do the hard work of caregiving. I hope that you will come along on this journey of healing and hope.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. I'd now like to introduce Fayron Epps, who will talk to you about the ALTER program. Welcome, Fayron.
Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. I just would like to also echo, just like from the other awardees, that I am honored to accept this award to speak on the ALTER program. And this program is really for African American community by us partnering with the faith communities and the Black churches. And I don't want to spoil the video. I'm just going to show the video, but the overall goal of the program is for us to equip and empower Black churches to be able to better support and serve their parishioners and their community. And so I'll go ahead and show the video.
First memories that come to mind attending church is being at church every day of the week with my grandmother. And that's just how it was. I'm Dr. Fayron Epps, program lead for ALTER, also an assistant professor at Emory University. Throughout my work doing research in the community, specifically with the African American community, while I was out there spreading dementia awareness, I came to realize that a lot of people didn't know that this existed in the African American community. And speaking with my bishop and other pastors, they were unaware of any of the statistics. They was unaware of what dementia was.
And what ALTER has done for me is given me a clear understanding that this is not a horrible disease, but it is something that happens to people, and it can happen at any age. And I didn't understand that before coming into this knowledge and understanding, becoming connected with ALTER. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's what fueled me to start this initiative.
Think of a program that is connecting the dots for people living with dementia, their caregivers, and their spirituality. What I see as the major benefits of the ALTER program would be the ability to connect people to education, to connect people to worship, and to connect people to support.
With someone with dementia, someone who's dealing with a health struggle, it takes on a different dimension. If the caregiver is having problems, if they're feeling depressed, we should be that space where they can still come, that God is always there.
Just because a person has dementia does not mean they don't want to come to church. It keeps me whole. It keeps me whole, and it gives me a strength that sometimes I need.
The altar program has really helped me to educate not only myself, but also the members of our church. They're still a human being as we are, and they're still alive and kicking, and we should be open our arms to them and help them out in their older years, because one day we too are going to get there.
I see altar as that gap filler, and that basically that one-stop shop that some of these older aging churches need to bridge the gap with resources and bridge the gap with generations, so those younger generations know how to serve the elders in their church.
You need to have this. This is a necessity, because you need to be able to cater to all aspects of your church.
We don't know who God is going to send to our churches. We have no idea. But we've got to be ready for everyone that he sends.
Altar has been so good for me as a resource. Sometimes I don't trust the medical community, but they will trust what the faith-based community has, what we have as a church. They'll trust what we say. They'll trust the pastor before they'll maybe trust the doctor.
So I think for every pastor, we need to make sure that this is another branch, another avenue, another tentacle that we can really extend to our community. And this will be a great asset to us.
There's one song that I think really stands out and they would embrace, and it says, "What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear."
Until we address every need that is in our community, then we're not going to be a whole community.
Everything to God in prayer.
So I hope that that video was able to summarize what we've been doing in the community, and really speak to the importance of us working with the faith community, which is the cornerstone specifically for the Black community. And, we are always welcome to speaking to more churches, faith communities, congregations about getting this work out. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia, but we are trying to spread our wings across the country and be able to support all so they can have a better quality of life while they're on this journey. So thank you again.
Thank you, Fayron. It was very powerful. Thanks. We're now going to hear from Eileen Bratton, who is the Executive Director of the Giving Voice Initiative. Welcome, Eileen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I want to say how honored I am to be able to accept this award on behalf of Giving Voice, but also how special it is to be a part of this amazing group of award recipients. Everyone's stories are so powerful and inspiring. So we're just glad to be in such great company. Giving Voice was founded on the emerging research that there was a powerful relationship between music and the brain. And what started as one choir for people living with Alzheimer's and their care partners to sort of harness that relationship between music and the brain has turned into an organization that inspires choral communities of joy and also sees the benefits of harnessing that power of feeling belonging, feeling acceptance, and celebrating what people living with Alzheimer's can still do very well through the power of music. So I also have a video and I'm sharing it myself, so just bear with me quickly.
Giving Voice inspires and equips organizations to help those with Alzheimer's and their care partners to sing in choruses that foster community understanding, purpose, joy, and well-being.
Giving Voice is more than just singing. It's being a part of a special community who all share this journey of Alzheimer's or dementia. It gives us hope. It enables us to have fun together, to laugh, and more importantly, to sing.
Living with Alzheimer's is something where I really realize that being alone and by myself and not being social are the worst things that I can do. Giving Voice is one of the most encouraging things that I have to look forward to.
When I first came here to volunteer, I didn't know what to expect. And then I walked in this room and I heard all this laughter and conversation. And as I started to look around and talk to people, I realized I didn't know who had Alzheimer's and who didn't. You know, I thought this was all going to be about music, and as it turns out, it's really about love.
Giving Voice is our safe harbor. Staff and volunteers understand our challenges, but more importantly, they push us to sing better than we think we can.
Giving Voice gives us purpose.
Giving Voice gives our lives meaning.
Giving Voice is life.
Giving Voice is love.
So thank you for this opportunity to share our story, to share our song. Also, thank you so much to Richard and the whole Ferry family for recognizing Giving Voice and knowing that this makes such a difference, and the inspiration that Maude gave for this incredible award is making a huge difference. But also, I just want to say thank you to our singers, our Giving Voice singers you saw on the screen. They have bared with us through this pandemic, through all the challenges. They have learned to use technology. They have continued to inspire the work we do every day. So I have to make sure that I publicly thank our wonderful singers and our communities. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And now we will hear from Mary Beth Riebner, saying that right. She is with Tales and Travel Adventures. Welcome, Mary Beth.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to also try to share my screen. Give me a moment, please. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. I too would like to echo the other awardees in thanking the foundation for their very generous support of innovative ways to enrich the lives of those living with dementia and their care partners. I was thrilled when the Tales and Travel Adventures program was selected for an individual award. Get rid of this. Because this recognition is an important way to showcase the value of literacy activities as a meaningful activity similar to music and art therapy for those living with dementia. Research has shown that people living with dementia can retain the ability to read long into the disease process. Tales and Travel Adventures is an online adaptation of the in-person Tales and Travel Memories program that I began in 2008. The original program took participants on imaginary trips to different parts of the world. Participants were invited to read out loud from a folktale from the destination location. Many did so with ease, much to the astonishment of staff and family members. Participants then browsed through highly illustrated nonfiction books about the location. Memories and conversation flowed. I believe that we should not underestimate those living with dementia, but continue to give them opportunities to use abilities that may seem gone, but may be only hidden. When the pandemic made in-person meetings impossible, I converted the program into an online series. Using photographs taken during my own travels, I have so far created 11 trips to places as varied as Chicago, California, London, and the Caribbean. Each photo is accompanied by a simple narrative in the present tense in an attempt to provide a simulated real-time adventure. The series is available both as YouTube videos and PowerPoint slide decks that can be freely used for both virtual and in-person programming for individuals or groups. I am hoping that the Tales and Travel Adventure series will inspire others to create their own programs using literacy activities on a wide variety of topics, including hobbies, local history, and even someone's life story. These interactive programs can be created or translated into any language or can reflect any ethnic or cultural background. Engaging persons living with dementia through active participation in a reading experience can bring them feelings of competence and well-being, as well as the joy of learning something new. Done in a social setting, whether in person or online, it also promotes a sense of community and helps dispel feelings of isolation that often accompany a dementia diagnosis. Thank you again to the Foundation for providing this opportunity to promote the benefits of books and reading for those living with dementia. And I would also like to tell you that I have been so impressed by all of the wonderful work done by all of the other awardees. I'd like to thank all of you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And I would like to echo that. It is so inspiring to be in this company of these wonderful awardees and their programs. You're bringing such joy and such hope and such understanding. Thank you. I hope everyone here is joining me in thanking our awardees. Thank you. And now I just have one last announcement that all of these innovations are going to be shared in a handbook of innovations. We did one last year and we're doing another one this year. It will have information about all the 8 awardees and their programs and how to reach them, plus information on 54 other programs. So this will be available for download free on our website in November. So please join us for that. And we're very excited about that. And I'd like to close with a song. This is a song called Gifts to Give, a Song for Maude.
You are the one I always counted on, my heart and soul, the one I could talk with. Now I'm the one who's here to comfort you with all my love, constant and true. We still have gifts to give, we still have lives to live. I'm beside you and behind you all the way. We're finding ways to thrive, we're keeping hope alive, and together we will share another day. Often life takes new and different turns. We can't always do all the things we used to. That's when God steps in to guide us on and shine a light to help us along. We still have gifts to give, we still have lives to live. I'm beside you and behind you all the way. We're finding ways to thrive, we're keeping hope alive, and together we will share another day. beside you and behind you all the way. We're finding ways to thrive. We're keeping hope alive. And together we will share another day. And together we will share another day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you to the awardees. Thank you to Richard and Maude. And I will turn this back to Mary Grace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn, and all the awardees, and again to Richard and Maude Ferry. I don't know what to do with myself. There was so much inspiration, and now I'm like, please pass the tissue box around. There's a lot going on here. But thank you. So much inspiration, so many variety of ways that people are actively supporting persons with dementia, either as self-advocates or as care partners or as community-based organizations doing amazing work. So thank you again for all that you've shared and all that you're doing. And thank you to Maude's Awards for helping amplify all that good work. We have a few extra minutes now. And so I know there's a variety of different opinions out there about what people like to do at conferences when you have extra time. Some people might like to go to their car and have some alone time in real life. Some people might be trying to meet up more. I'm like on the side of trying to meet up more. So anyways, I'm going to invite us to do whatever we would like to do with this extra time. So we can have an extra break if you are that sort of person who's like, okay, I just need